Business and economy. Chinese plan to take over America. How serious is it?
Heard about the Chinese buying American farmland and sites near American military bases. Now, a Chinese businessman is trying to buy part of America's water supply and overpaying by
Water
multiples.
supply.
It's true, and it's happening in Nashua, New Hampshire. This is just another in line of many bad acts by the Chinese government, threatening to invade Taiwan, the COVID cover-up, aggressively spying, a massive military buildup paid for by American taxpayers, sending a spy balloon over the U.S. mainland, stealing American military technology. NewsNation's senior national correspondent Brian.
Chinese buy water supply in New Hampshire. So they are overpaying more than 4 times. Why? At the end of the video, we're gonna find out why Chinese are overpaying, what could be the reason, and how Americans are responding. Of course, as this is a Western media, they talk about bad acts by China, threatening Taiwan invasion, COVID cover up, aggressive spying. I think every countries have spies, right? This is very normal. Massive military build-up. Yeah, every country is trying to build up their military. This is for national defense. And spy balloon. Yeah, spy balloon. Chinese release spy balloon over America at some point. Yes, if you look at it, probably these two are probably normal. Is doing the Chinese are doing what they have to do to protect their national interests. Of course, Americans, they also do these things too, right? To protect national interests. Threatening Taiwan invasions, yeah, China never recognized Taiwan before. COVID cover up, yeah, Chinese have some to blame, yeah. And spy balloon, yeah, I would say out of these 5, probably 3 is acting in national interest for China. Americans, they are also doing that too. Of course, because American media is saying that this is bad acts by China. So what do you think about bad acts by America? Comment down below.
Investigating in New Hampshire.
Nashua, New Hampshire, once a hub for textile manufacturing, now a possible hub for the Chinese.
And you have the airport here, you have our water supply that they're looking to capture.
Communist China owning a building like this.
The latest Chinese concern is what's going here. China's largest beverage company, called Nung Fu, bought this industrial site next to the Penachuk water system where the area's drinking water comes from.
Wow.
Nung Fu would use the
Chinese buying this used to be textile manufacturing factory, and they bought this site really big. They pay a lot and to get water supply from Penachuk Pond. So locals are worried that maybe they want to use up all the water in the system. Nung Fu is a beverage company. Of course, beverage company, they need lots of water, right, to produce beverage. It's very, very normal. So why are locals worried? And they are worried because Chinese have been buying properties and land in this area. If you look at the map right here, Chinese, this is the water supply, Penachuk Pond. Chinese bought really big, used to be textile factory right here. And also Chinese bought Daniel Webster College too. It was already closed like 7 years ago. They also paid twice the amount of the property. Of course, the sellers were happy. You know what? You are the seller. Like somebody paid twice the amount of your property. You're gonna be so happy, right? So bad. Who are the ones really worried? It's the local Americans. You're living in nearby neighborhood. Of course, they don't really benefit from the property sale directly because they don't receive any profit. If they are receiving profit, they will be happy too. That's a human nature. Okay, we could understand their concern because lots of foreigners buy land around your neighborhood. you will be worried too, right? This is human nature anywhere in the world, especially when Western media portray bad things about China. Of course, I'm not saying that China are doing all the good things. They also do bad things, but we have to be objective. If you want to learn more about world policy, Chinese economy, American economies, you have to be objective, and also you have to subscribe to my channel too. So let's see what their concerns, how much they overpay for their factory.
Water comes from. Nong Fu would use the local water for their beverage plant.
Being tied into our Penachuk water system and taking millions of gallons a day of drinking water from the citizens of Nashua is very concerning.
What locals find most suspicious is what Nong Fu paid for the site. $67 million, more than 4 times the assessed value of just $15 million.
Wow, they are worried that somebody, rich Chinese company overpay 4 times, more than 4 times, 67 million versus 15 million. But think about it, right? You are the foreign companies, you want to do business in America. And America's business, if they want to sell this factory, right, this is no longer in operation, right? Rather than just sitting on site, they may try to sell, but if no business is buying, your local business, American business, they are not buying, right? Because if they want to buy 15 million, they need to borrow lots of money from the bank. The banks will never lend you the money more than appraised value. If it's appraised $15 million, they're not gonna give you $67 million. So there are not so many buyers in the local market. So Chinese come in, you know what? They have cash. I'd rather pay you $67 million to get a present in America, to use it for my business, right? So of course, if you're American business, you may think about selling to Americans, but then when the foreigner comes in, they pay you for more than 4 times. It's very, very hard to refuse. It's very, very hard for your shareholder. If you're a public company, it doesn't make sense to refuse, okay? Shareholders benefit, also your family benefit as well, and also your property. The value goes up because once somebody pays $7 million, this may not be $15 million. This may be maybe 20 million or 30 million. The value could go up because real estate is based on how much the nearby properties sold, the recent sale. Right? If this factory sell for $67 million, if another company sell for overvalue, or somebody overpay, the value of the real estate goes up in your neighborhood, which is a good thing. If you own properties, of course, if you don't own anything, you don't benefit from it. So why do you think Chinese overpay more than 4 times? Do you think it makes sense for local Americans to be worried about?
Were there any public meetings or was there any sort of outreach? Did anyone know what was happening?
No, not at all. This seems to be kind of like the color of this building. This is done very stealthy.
So this is the massive site that Nong Fu bought. The building is pretty much abandoned. We can't fly the drone because it's so close to the airport, but I'm going to drive around the building to show you just how big it is. It's 337,000 square feet, sitting on 23 acres of land. And it's very close to the Nashua Airport, several defense contractors, and an FAA control center.
I had no idea.
Of course, it's very normal for Americans to be worried. The meeting, there's sales and purchase, one behind the door. Of course, nobody's gonna tell you why they are paying this much. Maybe the owners give them more than the property, maybe some assistance in setting up business, or of course, if you are the foreigners buying properties in America, you may probably want to overpay to incentivize the sellers to sell it to you rather than to other Americans. It's very normal. So this lady is a Chinese American running for Congress in New Hampshire. So what does she say?
idea. So I did some research both in English and Mandarin Chinese, which is my first language, and I was just shocked.
Lily Tang Williams fled Chinese communism and is now running for Congress in New Hampshire. If you were in China speaking out like this, you would
Disappear.
disappear.
Of course, I'm afraid if I go back, they let me go in, and they don't let me come out. I disappear, but they want me to shut up.
Williams says they want her to shut up about the Chinese soft power invasion and the national security concerns of projects like Ningfu. What is China trying to do when they buy up all of this land around America?
So I have been trying to warn people. Xi Jinping has a China dream, and his China dream is to use soft power invasion of the United States.
Soft power invasion.
Soft power invasion, business and education, apps like TikTok, WeChat, and media, entertainment, everything they can without fire one shot to expand into Western countries like the United States.
The expansion in Nashua.
Every country is trying to influence the world, right? Because the power, if you can influence around the world, you get power. Just like South Korea. Now you see so many K-pop stars, also the movies like Squid Game, you know, the Korean dramas, Korea action stars, they are becoming very popular. All around the world, they are obsessed with Korean drama and Korean K-pop. So that's how Korean, you know, use their soft power to influence the world, right? Lots of people go to Korea to study, and lots of people go to Korea for cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery, and for beauty, you know, to stay young. Korea is becoming very famous for beauty standards. So China, the same way, they want to influence, right? They want to influence America and Westerns. And what do they use? They use soft power. They invest in infrastructure in Latin America, South America, Africa, and all around the world, right? Hey, I'm gonna help you develop your roads, infrastructure, port. In return, you let Chinese businessmen to come and companies to come and do business. If you look at it, it's very normal for any countries. Any countries could do it. Even Americans, they do it too, right? Americans, they have famous universities like Harvard, Princeton, and lots of people, lots of students all over the world come to study in America. And when they return, they become war leaders, right? They become war leaders. When they become war leaders, they already have familiarity with America. So they have a natural tendency to like America because they study in America. So education is very, very good. So China trying to influence the world with their education as well, education with their TikTok, WeChat, technology company with AI. It's very, very normal, you know. So of course it's very normal for Chinese Americans or Americans to be worried about, you know, Xi Jinping plan. But hey, at least, you know, Chinese doesn't invade countries with military power, right? Military using, they don't want to shoot, they don't want to kill people. So what do you think? Do you prefer other countries to invade with military, or do you prefer countries to invade other countries with soft power using their culture? So which is better? Comment down below.
In Nashua, New Hampshire goes beyond just Ningfu. Something else strange, just a couple of miles from where we were, where the Chinese company purchased that building, is this abandoned college, Daniel Webster College. It's a 50-acre site, and it was also purchased by a Chinese investor about 7 years ago for $14 million. Much of the campus remains totally abandoned. The mayor of Nashua tells me that Chinese investor bought the college campus for double what it was worth. And now Ningfu has come to town, paying 4 times the appraised value.
Wow. Yeah, Chinese paid twice for the university campus, and they paid 4 times for this factory. So one of the reasons why they could be overpaid is because Chinese government have a very strict policy. They could possibly, hey, Chinese companies, they are thinking, rather than having my cash in a Chinese bank, which may not be safe, like if the Chinese government that doesn't like me, they can take away my assets anytime. I'd rather buy colleges, land. Here in America, America has property rights. American government may not easily take over the land or properties from you. So hey, there is a trust in American system, right? Trust in the American capitalist system. So which is a good thing. If you look at it this way, this is a good thing. Of course, I'm not favoring Chinese. I'm just giving you different perspectives so that you can think about it, right? Rather than just listening to what the news media say. What they say might be true. Really, this is a way to influence America. This is a way to take over America. It may also be true. But the thing is, who sold these properties? Americans. Americans used to own these properties. Why did they sell to China? Right, because Chinese overpay for it, right? If you own 1,000 iPhone, somebody pay 4,000 for your iPhone, will you sell your phone? Of course, you're gonna sell your phone, right? You could just go out buy another 4 other phones. That's beneficial to you as a seller. Hey, Chinese buyer, that's also beneficial for them because they can own a piece of American property, right? Which is guaranteed by property rights. They trust in American capitalist system, which is a very compliment to America, right? America. These companies may not be related to Chinese CCP, Chinese Communist Party. They may just be ordinary Chinese companies. They just don't want to put cash in China. Very simple if you think about this way. So which is a better way to think? Comment down below.
He isn't against the project, and now Nong Fu has come to town, paying 4 times the appraised value. He isn't against the project, but admits it's strange.
If the land was valued at like 15 million and they paid 67 million, I guess I'm still trying.
It's very weird. Why they would do that, I have no idea.
I mean, have you heard anything?
No. It's very puzzling as to why that would happen.
Of course, nobody's gonna tell you their secret, right? Americans sellers may be helping Chinese with some businesses. This could be part of their agreement. It could be anything. All these business deals are supposed to be private and secret, right? And outsiders, they don't have to know, right? They shouldn't know, right? There is a privacy. So as outsiders, yeah, it's very normal for them to be worried, and I think they may have never thought that China property rights is not as good as American property rights. So Chinese government can take away anytime if they don't like what you say. Like Jack Ma, like Chinese billionaire Jack Ma, he talked about something that CCP did not like. Then he disappeared for like 2 or 3 years. Now he reappeared again and he stopped giving speeches. Right? He doesn't talk about anything at all. Right? It's very normal. Chinese celebrities, they disappear after saying something that somebody doesn't like, CCP doesn't like. They disappear. Then they reappear again and they don't talk about it anymore. So there are so many things. If you don't understand Chinese economy, Chinese politics, Chinese culture, Americans, they may never understand why Chinese overpay all these properties. So, and what they may say about these transactions. So let's continue listening.
And so, Leland, the mayor says he doesn't have any national security concerns. He says the city will not sell the actual water company, but everyone here is wondering why that Chinese company would pay 4 times the assessed value, why the area near the watershed, and then also the college campus. Leland?
Great reporting, Brian. It's worth pointing out in so many of these cases, the Chinese go to great lengths to disguise exactly who's buying it and why. So when people don't want you to know what they're doing. We send Brian Enton out there. Great work, my friend. Thank you very much.
So what could they be missing? You know, they never be able to put their heads around why Chinese overpay, why they bought around this water supply. It's a beverage company, okay? It's very normal for them to buy near water supply because they need to use water to produce beverage sodas. Very normal. Of course, lots of Chinese buy properties. They may never understand if they don't understand Chinese economies and Chinese politics. So what do you think they are missing? Comment down below. It's very normal if you have money, right? You can influence. If you're a good person, you can influence society in a good way. So I make over 100,000 in a month. So I also want you to be a good person. I also want you to use your wealth, your money to influence society in a good way. So if you want to learn more and make more money and change the society for better, go to Master Risk Stock Option Crypto and subscribe to the channel. Go to playlist. You can learn about stock investing, call option, put options, advanced option, and other investment education. Once you are educated, you will understand situation better. You can understand other people better, and you can also change people's life. Share, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.